Woz and I made it to space, but that's just the beginning. We now need to explore the galaxy and make our factory interplanetary. Our goal is to beat Space Exploration plus Krastorio 2 before Space Age releases and time isn't on our side. Will we make it, or will this save file be a mark of shame on my hard drive for the rest of time? Welcome to a race against time and space.
The Eye of Sauron now turns to
Space.
the last free kingdom of men.
Number 12 is upon us, still going strong. Last time we bent Planet Hagen to our will, making it export Beryl and Cryonite, two fantastic additions to our science that Woz has been expanding on Navis's moon, and this time I plan to expand our reach, grabbing new resources for science, starting with Holmanite. After re-reviewing each planet we are currently aware of, Barum remained the top choice. Its main resource is Holmanite, and it has tons of uranium, the trifecta of basic resources in iron, copper, and stone, and even Immersite, which we recently learned can be used to make Immersite crystals for advanced solar panels, as well as generate some sulfur. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I'm still on Hagen, and there are tons of things I need to worry about before I have to take off. For example, there may be no biters on Barum, but there sure are cliffs absolutely everywhere. Additionally, the ground is very swampy. I'll need to bring more cliff explosives and landfill than usual. Then there's the question of rocket number 2 on Hagen delivering to Barum. At first I was going to send just Cryonite, but after looking at the recipe for Holmanite, I only need Cryonite to make anion exchange beads, which also stack to 200 and would be easier to use out of the box on Barum. To make them on Hagen, I need rare metals and mineral water for the nitric acid, which Hagen actually has both of. But then to make ammonia, I would need to build the entire water electrolysis setup, which is not needed for anything else on this planet and has a huge power cost associated. Other steps in the Holmanite process require the electrolysis chemicals of hydrogen and chlorine, so if I did it on Barum, I would be able to just take from what is already there. Barum also has rare metals and mineral water, but the mineral water is by far the least prevalent resource on Barum. But I'm also sick of being on Hagen. Nothing personal, I just want to go to another planet. I yearn for the ability to send rockets like they're trains, and although we're not quite there, it still biases my decision making. I can noodle on that though. I actually grabbed the list I made the other day and was thankful to remember to put down this landing pad. Forgetting this means that next time I come here, I would need to crash land to a random location on the planet, losing cargo and cargo rocket sections, and needing to recover and transport everything in the rocket, which takes a very long time. Do not forget to put a landing pad on every surface you go to. Dumping my inventory into this storage warehouse might also be helpful in the future. Everything I brought is easily regenerated over time on Navis with its constant core mining of standard cores, which have unexpectedly become by far the most important types of cores. Standard core mining produces standard cores much faster than resource-specific cores, meaning that the 10 free basic resources are generated much faster, and because these are the basis of everything on Navis, pretty much everything I make is free as long as I wait long enough. And I've been on this planet for like 12 hours. TLDR, core mining is based and makes free things, so I can just leave everything on planets I go to. And that's a job well done. On to the next one. I grab a few Immersite crystals here because I want to make the advanced solar panels that we can now make. They're 2.5 times better than normal solar panels, and Navis has everything to make them except for these crystals. I can stuff my space capsule and inventory with them before I take off, and it should be enough to make quite a few. They need nitric acid because of course they do. Apparently everything cool needs nitric acid, the most esoteric pain in the ass pile of chemicals I can make. What even is nitric acid? I just googled it. It's a reagent in nitration. You know, the most important aspect of processing Immersite, a fake resource. Whatever, I guess the bomb all can look even more confusing now. That's good.
Let's go.
Dude, you might be able to replace the Mario voice actor, honestly.
Yahoo! I am, wait, does Mario have a last name?
Mario? No.
Oh, fuck, no, he's gotta have a last name. Mario does not have a last name. Oh, wait, Oh, while celebrating Mario's 30th anniversary at an event in Japan, Miyamoto confirmed that Mario and Luigi both share the same last name, Mario, thus making Mario Mario and Luigi Mario.
Dude, that makes Luigi the biggest cuck in history. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Coming back to Navis is like coming back to your house after not logging into Animal Crossing for a year. Most things are the same, but some are completely broken. This time it's stone, so I expand out a little bit and grab a large 5.7 million that is on the border. As I mentioned earlier, we do technically have infinite stone, but this will let us get stone a lot faster to help supply the rocket going to Baroom. Honestly, I really like the coming back and updating a few things here and there. It's kind of nice. Oil has also backed up again because our ever-shifting demand doesn't need enough heavy oil, and we back up on light and petroleum, which now prevents heavy oil from being made. I tried using gas power stations for any excess petroleum, but like that meme about millennials, they just don't want to work. I guess I'll just never know how these work, that's fine. We also backed up on iron ore. That's right, over 100,000 banked from the core miner. This is actually good news though. I'm very happy to have the core miner join the sources of iron that provide for the greater train network demanding iron products.
How do you know that?
I am him.
Some of them are so bad at aiming.
Now you know how I feel when I watch your Halo clips.
Do you fuck off? I am the best Halo player in this group, okay?
You like this game because it's like your job?
You're like, sir, make sure your computer doesn't overload.
Fuck, oh god. Hell yeah. Got that dog in it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You guys will see this and just think, hell yeah.
It made a lot of sense to add a rocket silo near the bot mall. This is where about 90% of the stuff I want for rockets goes, and it even makes rocket fuel and cargo sections, so this will save me a lot of back and forth travel time. I built another stone mine and even another uranium mine. It's nice making straightforward progress without needing to look at a new complex recipe constantly. I added train stops for green and red chips near the rocket to lower the copper demand in space, because previously we were making them in space if we needed them there, which is pretty inefficient, especially for red chips. And that does it for our chores back home. The rocket is loaded with all the essentials for Baroom, no time to lose. Aside from landing in the water, I actually think this is a pretty good spot right in the middle of the planet. First step is a formality at this point, tell the bots to do their damn job and get all my crap out of the ocean. Step 2 is solar panels. This time I have the advanced kind. They're a little awkward though, being 1 tile by 1 tile larger than the standard solar panels makes this quote-unquote upgrade a little less straightforward. They're going to produce more power per tile on the ground, but now I need to make a fundamentally new blueprint. The one I use is simple, but wastes a total of 12 tiles in the perimeter around the substation. I'm sure there's a way to shove in a few accumulators and use those squares, but I really don't care. This planet's huge, space is not at a premium, and with other resources of power generation I'm going to use in the future, the ratio doesn't matter and the space doesn't matter either. I just want to place down enough of these to get the basics completed. I took a look around to see if there was any obvious place to plop down. I'm looking for a spot close to a core miner, oil, holmanite, and nearby iron, copper, stone, and rare metals that can be trained in. Bonus points for uranium and immersite. These are nice to haves, but not mission critical right now. Nothing really stuck out to me though. In fact, the middle of the planet seems like a pretty good match, which is great both because I landed in the middle and because reaching out to any corner of this map in the future is equidistant from the center of the circle planet. There's a flat earth joke in there somewhere, I'm sure. I think I'm getting diffed. I'm looking for mineral water deposits, but I think they might be a color that I can't see.
I will join.
Like the other 10% of all human males, I am colorblind, mildly red-green to be specific. I also play with flux on, so anything color-coded is an absolute skill difference that I am unable to overcome.
The mod gives no shits about your deficiencies.
Suck on that.
It turns out the last piece of this puzzle, mineral water, is both the least common and least visible resource on the planet. It was like playing Where's Waldo, but there were several invisible Waldos. Thankfully, Woz has leveled up his vision sufficiently and started marking the mineral water sites on the map with the mineral water icon, which is hilarious because I can barely see that too. But at least I can find them if I squint hard enough.
See if I can find ones that are closer to you. Do you need it for holmanite processing or something?
Yeah, I need them for anion beads.
Oh, I found one close. 12%.
We'll take it.
Right across the little lake.
Unless you ping it, I will never find it. So,
Do you want me to label the tags so they're easier to see?
if you just make the name also the thing, so it gets an even bigger icon. That's what I've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's mineral water with little baby mineral water. Not every enemy is a biter. Sometimes it's your own eyes.
You're too far gone. Ooh, there's a big one down here. And by big, I mean like almost 50%.
We're saved, boys. Now that the bots have finished cleaning up, I'm going to lead some rail north of here to a core miner location near all of the essentials. I was also thinking when we have space trains, what we can do is treat the moon like a requester chest. I think it makes a lot more sense to just have the moon send out what it needs.
What do you mean the moon like a requester? You mean space platform like a requester chest?
So where you are, space,
Yeah.
that sends out a request.
Well, you said the moon, which is why I'm confused.
That's the moon, canonically.
It's not the moon.
I've been calling it the moon for like 7 episodes.
You're implying I watch your shit.
I mean, it's basically like reliving earlier trauma, but with funny zoom in memes.
I think I've lived through part of it, so it's unnecessary.
Northern Seer sauce, man.
First resource will be oil. We're going to burn it for power like we did on Hagen, partly because there's no downside to pollution, partly because pollution is a loaded term. It's only pollution if you don't want it. From my perspective, burning crude oil is environmental activism.
Look at the disco science. Now I just need to fly up there and put the fucking modules in them so they don't eat all the science. Can you do the modules from navigation screen? I don't think so, right?
Well, we could try it.
Nope, I cannot put modules in there.
God, these research so fucking fast.
Well, that's because they're they're like 32 science. So they're gonna start scaling exponentially, don't you worry. Oh, hey, we can get the cryo gun now? Oh, we can start getting the dirty weapon stuff. Oh, this is gonna be good. Yeah, I forgot you can't just fly into space with a full inventory because this fucking mod is stupid as shit.
It's accurate payload.
Gravity's fucking fake.
Oh yeah,
Fuck that shit. Well, found a cryonite and barrel planet in a different star system,
We already have one.
but not in a different star system.
Wow.
Once we get Astro 2 and Energy 2, we get the flat solar panel 2 recipe. Oh, as soon as we get energy science, we can get... Oh, we get flat solar panels after you get the holmium.
Do they say what their output is?
Yes, 400 versus 250 of advanced solar panels.
It's pretty good. What are their production costs?
4 holmium cable, 4 multispectral mirror, an advanced solar panel, and 4 holmium plates.
Jesus. Okay, so pretty much have to be made in space. Spectral mirror, that's from space, right?
Yeah, it's only made in space manufactories. But after we can get the trains set up, we should be fine.
Is there something in space that needs a ton of power? Because solar panels are already so good.
I'm sure there will be. We're just scratching the surface of space. And once we have this more organized, we can really do an industrial capacity.
Nice.
hell yeah.
With all the water on this planet, the first stone mine I found is going to exclusively make landfill. I love doing this. I have no shame. The core miner has the most complicated output, so I want to build everything near it. I think this is a little better than centering everything on the oil field because moving crude oil with a train should be much faster and easier than moving the core fragments or all of their outputs after they get crushed. Holmanite core fragments are just like other specialized core fragments. Crush them for holmanite, stone, and normal core fragments. The next day I logged on, Waz was sick, so it was time to plow through and set this planet up solo. Let's take a minute to appreciate his contributions. He set up the last 3 space sciences, which I believe are optimization, energy, and astronomics, as well as build the new labs to actually research our next-gen sciences. I've been heads down on extracting from planets, so I haven't shown too much of space, but we'll get to those updates a little later. Having a partner is a large benefit, but there are trade-offs. This isn't Woz specific, just a point about context switching. When I'm building something and Woz wants me to see his new nuclear spaceship, or vice versa for Woz, I need to expend the energy to switch from what I'm doing to the new point of attention. From what I understand, this is a very costly thing for your brain to handle and can drain your energy very fast. This game is already packed with context switching between biter attacks, power running out, throughput issues, you name it. And a partner is just another layer on top of that. Not to mention all the discussion that's required to make sure our builds are working together. If you haven't noticed, we are two highly opinionated and disagreeable individuals. Things go great when we agree, but slow down significantly if there are major or even minor disagreements. It's not like we can act like a married couple and just ignore our issues either. There is a level of perfectionism this game demands for things to work at all. The payoff of having a partner, however, is doubling the work power, having a person to catch mistakes you've made, and effectively having the complexity, because I don't need to make a build for the last 3 sciences if Woz did it, meaning my attention and energy can go elsewhere. This is a robotic analysis of the power of teamwork. Obviously, we have fun together and it feels good to get things done for someone else and share in the joy of completing goals too. The reason I bring this up is because he is gone, and you might think this is a strictly negative thing. You're right, there are mostly negatives, and I'm almost certainly better off with him. But in a different way, I benefited from the amount of focus I had on what I was doing. Without the need to communicate, I went into a flow state and started thinking much more holistically about how I wanted to set up the Holmanite process. It was like repurposing the extra layers of mental compute that were previously occupied. Well, that, or the coffee, but either way, I plied through Barum for 12 hours on a Saturday. It helped a lot that it was very similar to Hagen, but I started to use blueprints from other planets, something that I know is better and I commonly ignore due to the muscle memory and perceived ease of placing every inserter by hand. But blueprints are definitely the way to go. They simplify things immensely and are very handy. In fact, they are so fast that I built oil processing and iron mine, red belts, core mining, and all 10 resources associated, the entire shell of Holmanite processing that I'll come back to, and power generation without even switching subjects. There's one final aspect to my impromptu solidarity. If I'm not on Discord, then there aren't as many hell yeah, ooh, catboy, Nessa, Peepo, Sauce Daddy outbursts that you've no doubt become acclimated to if you've made it this far. If casinos have taught us anything, this actually is a positive. The increased variability on your reward schedule mean that the next time one of the Discord apes barks a particular moniker, the amount of neuron activate will be higher than ever. I'm sure you're shaking in your boots just thinking about it. Anyway, back to Factory Game. This whole section probably looks familiar, and that's because it's literally a copy-paste of the Iridite factory. Turns out Holmanite is the same process, only needing a few small tweaks. Just like with Iridite, I don't know how much we're going to need, and taking time to figure that out means taking time to not have this factory making Holmanite, which is a problem. I'm going to set this up, then have some other 20-hour project to take care of, and any is the correct amount to be processing if your time scale is per 20 hours instead of per minute. The key differences between Iridite and Holmanite is that Holmanite needs anion beads made from Cryonite instead of cation beads made from Vulcanite. Holmanite blast cakes require copper wire, and the smelting of the ingots is identical to Beryl, where you can use Vulcanite and then cast molten Holmanite into ingots for half the Holmanite blast cake cost, or you can make it with coal and sand. Otherwise, they're literally the same. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Is it convenient that I can copy and paste it? Is it clever to recognize the similarities of these two massive processes and save time by skipping the design phase? Is it lazy to just copy and paste the process when designing this mod? Is it annoying that the most complicated process so far is the one that gets reused? A little bit of everything, really. Back to using a 3-car train system. I also set the train ID to 2 for all of the train stops on this planet to make sure that the trains on other planets don't try to do any LTN deliveries on this planet. I'm surprised at the ability of 1 or 2 trains to handle the logistics of an entire planet. Sure, this isn't the scale of Navis, but we have like 40 different trains there, and it seems like we could probably get away with only like 8 if we set things up correctly there. I'm also going to blueprint this mini bot mall surrounding a beacon. This design is really handy for manufacturing compactly on new planets where I don't want to screw around with belts. And just like on planet Hagen, the oil burning has a predictably beautiful effect on the environment. One small thing I'm updating in the Holmanite process is to reuse all my chemicals. This extra oxygen I get from separating hydrogen from oxygen in water can be used to make the rocket fuel for this planet, saving power on air condensers that would provide this otherwise. Most of what I ended up doing is boilerplate new planet things at this point. Handle core fragments, get stores of every basic resource, use those stores to make cargo sections and other objects I might need on this planet. It's not exciting, but being familiar is worth something. What you're looking at is a cargo rocket section mall that does use bots. It's still a mess, but much easier to configure, and I'm going to blueprint it for other planets because making cargo sections locally has been possible on every planet so far, much more resourceful than getting them delivered. At some point, we will start overflowing on cargo sections in space due to rocket reusability, and we'll actually need a place to drop all of that off. Not to mention the space capsules, so I have some loose plans for when we find a juicy planet or asteroid belt that we can't make our own cargo sections on. Hey, remember those mineral water locations? Well, it's their time to shine. I need them for the nitric acid used in Holmanite, and they're a little far away. But I'm a resourceful individual. There is a secret technique they don't talk about much. It's called Big Pipe. The big train lobby wants you to think that you need to make a railway that's compliant with their standards in order to transport fluids, but you can totally, legally, just make a big pipe. That's it. Especially if the mineral water site is small enough to only have 3 deposit sites. Big pipe. Waz is gonna fucking kill me when he sees this. Unlucky for him, I found another singular mineral water vein north of the original. When I said big pipe, I meant big hype. So the power on this planet is also a little different this time. This is what happens when you don't make enough power and tell your power plant to only connect when it has more than 5% battery with one accumulator. The accumulator fills up, connects, empties, disconnects, and repeats like 30 times per second. That has to be the worst possible thing the YouTube algorithm has ever tried to cope with. Holy. Anyway, the solution, like Hagen, was to dedicate some other oil field to making power. I just blueprinted the whole thing and also started handing out efficiency modules like candy. With our mineral water and totally stable energy system, we're now actually making a few Holmanite ingots. It's like Iridite with a better color scheme, honestly. Just happy I didn't have to redo Iridite. Taking a look at some of the future science, I discovered quite a rabbit hole. Waz is gonna have to explain some of this when he gets back. There's like 17 space sciences. We're really gonna have to rethink the build in space. But some really cool upgrades, teleportation, turning things into matter, then turning matter back into that thing. I started imagining a giant coal planet that turns the coal into matter, sends it to space, then we convert that into holmium, iridite, cryonite, you name it. Suddenly, the whole economy of going to a planet just for a specific resource is flipped on its head. No idea how far away that is, but really looking forward to it. The last goal I had for this planet was to use some of the naturally occurring immersite. Immersite is needed for advanced solar panels, and space really wants them. They're great for space-efficient energy and also can eventually be upgraded even further. This planet is perfect for making them because there is some imersite, but not enough to generally supply space for everything else imersite crystals and plates are used for. Unfortunately, I can't big pipe imersite. It's a solid, but I would if I could. Somebody please add a mod where you can slide solids down pipes. We need that. This time, the actual processing is only going to turn imersite into crystals. I don't need the plates for anything. Imersite is cool and modular like that. Be like imersite. And there we have it, advanced solar panels.
What the fuck do you put on tacos without like cheese and sour cream?
Everything else. Honestly, just like more avocado.
Ugh, man, good point. Ugh, ugh.
If you're sick.
I mean, I wasn't.
You're sick enough to not play Factorio.
Dude, I have been here for an hour now, and you've been here for 5 minutes.
And the server's been up the whole time.
Well, yeah, but I've also been playing Total War because...
If my friends are spending time selfishly being sick instead of playing Factorio, I will confront them. I will demand explanation. That's what friends are for. I got Holmanite up, and I also am making advanced solar panels on that same planet to send to space. I was thinking about how to load the train stop once we have a rocket pad.
I was also thinking about that.
Before items go into their respective warehouse, I feel like each item probably needs its own warehouse. If we did it that way, all of the resources could use the same pad. And what that allows us to do is multiple planets can make the same thing, and we wouldn't need to worry about it, but it would be more complicated.
Gotcha.
If we have 2 planets making glass, they're not going to overflow our glass in that system.
Yeah.
But I don't think we even have that problem right now.
What we could do is just add more down here, add more scaffolding down here, and then just have a big line of warehouses for every resource.
We could also make this like deep. Oh my god, wait, I didn't realize that a fucking...
Yeah, that was literally the first one you fucking sent.
I thought it got recovered. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That's why I was trying to get up to space, but I'm just lazy.
Oh, remember to grab some productivity mods if we still have them. There's some in the labs too.
There are prod mods. I brought some 3s.
You said that once I send up Holmanite.
Holmanite gives us energy science.
Yeah, do we still need to put the buildings up and shit for that?
I've got most of it up. It's right here.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how it all worked, but there's obviously a lot to it.
Yeah, so we've got the energy catalogs, which go into energy insights, which go into energy simulation, and then all 3 of those go into energy science. The different simulations all produce the same data. So we can do like astronomic simulations, energy simulations, biological or material, and it all produces significant data.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't matter which one we're doing.
For now, at least.
Our actual issue right now is we just don't have enough thermal fluid.
Yeah, thermal fluid heating, I think specifically, or cooling or whatever.
Yeah, well, as soon as we get the trains up, then we can just...
Are there some beacons up here?
I don't think we can put stuff in the beacons, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, this blueprinted beacon will sit here for a while then.
How's the factory?
You said that as I clicked on the look at pollution button, and it's just a big red cloud.
Isn't it always?
Yeah, this one is like maximum pollution for about maybe like 1/4 of the planet, I guess, right in the middle, but there's no biters, so it doesn't matter.
That is...
Dude,
that's wild.
This is the real goal, pollute the universe. Smogtorio. Yeah, my primary way of generating power is by not generating steam, but by just burning fuel raw.
Pollution, any percent speedrun.
I mean, pollution is just gas in a place you don't want it.
That's true. This is actually environmental work by my standards.
Yeah, and if you don't care about anything else on the planet, does it really matter where the gas is?
Right.
Like, it's all going to be factory eventually.
I was also looking at the tech tree. I saw the part where you can just turn anything into matter and then back into anything you want. I was like, wait.
That's Crustorio stuff.
Also, the world's longest pipe is down here. It goes from one of the, well, actually two of the mineral water places that you marked.
Why didn't you just make a train?
Because it would take so long to fill up the station. I didn't want to like wait for just like one big chunk.
You could just have it like wait for 100 or 200 or something. It'd probably still be faster than the fucking pipe.
No, dude, this is definitely faster.
What?
It's the same speed.
Fuck.
It's the same speed. It's just more consistent, which I prefer. And getting a train all the way over there felt.
So you have no pumps here.
Yeah, I do. They're just not everywhere.
I don't see any. Oh, I see one. It's behind a.
Yeah, but like mineral water isn't really like building up in the pipe. Like it kind of is because it's like 0.1 spread across 500 pipe. But the question here is, what's cheaper, pipe or rail? The answer may surprise you.
You make me sad.
It's literally a 6% mineral water with one pump jack. This is humanity's greatest achievement. You're having the wrong reaction. This is literally Nord Stream 3.
Make me sad. Make me sad.
Also,
Krabbies.
there is one last boon that planet Barum will provide us, and that is uranium. We have about 100,000 uranium-238 in space, but a fraction of that in 235, so I'm going to first process uranium ore, then send all of the resulting uranium into Kovrex processing to convert it into 235. Remember that the chance of getting a uranium-235 per ore is under 1%, and 235 is necessary for the Kovrex process, but just like the Holmonite processing, getting this started early means that in 20 hours we'll have a steady supply of 235, and uranium is the second most abundant resource here. It feels great that all our planets so far serve 3 or more functions.
Yeah, and there's some debate whether that's country. But what's his name? Tipsy dude, a bar song. That guy, he's got some country.
Shabuzi.
Yeah, Shabuzi.
80 million plays.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die. Dude, where the fuck is the fucking uranium in my fucking inventory? Ugh, that's so annoying. Oh well, I can just respawn here.
You're gonna die because you had uranium in your inventory?
No, I died because I had 296 things that weren't uranium that I had to Where's Waldo the uranium with. The uranium actually wasn't the problem. I got assassinated by Where's Waldo. That's okay. I don't want to talk about it.
Uranium.
I'm gonna hover over you. Game.
I wish I could jump into a warehouse to hide. What's up?
Mech Warrior. Gotta get you a mechanical keyboard that's louder.
Oh yeah, I could switch to the blues.
Bro, don't bring out the blues, please.
You're never gonna hear me again.
Slam dunked a price cut baby into the pocket.
Perfect response. I'm here for it.
You added geese.
That's default.
No, the quack is default.
Oh.
As soon as the soundboard came out.
You have stolen my dreams, my childhood, with your empty words.
Don't bother me, you
What? Where is the soundboard?
In shambles, scrambling through his iPad.
that is not good.
Not gonna lie, I think the week that the soundboard came out, I lost hearing. We were spamming every sound as fast as we could, and there were no controls for soundboard volume or compression or anything. Just bleeding eardrums.
Hell yeah.
And the lock.
No.
Yeah, welcome
Clip
to
it
recording.
and ship it.
Welcome.
I wasn't told I was being recorded. In Minecraft.
This is the recording booth.
How I started playing Factory Game, but actually ended up putting 35 people in jail. Shoo.
Hell yeah.
Connect.
Maria, ha ha. Trying to think if I can remember the name of that song.
I know it. I got that shit on the dome.
It's 3 words.
How the fuck do you remember that but not the name of the song?
And they're like short. They're like 4 or 5 letters each. It's not English. It's like Romanian or something.
I've had the answer since 3 seconds after you said it. Numa, yeah.
No, that is not the name of the song.
Yes, it is.
It is definitely not the name.
Yeah.
Not the name.
No, the name is Dragostea Dintier.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It wasn't written by a fat guy who threw his arms in the air? That's you telling me.
No, he was singing this song by Moldovan pop group Ozone.
Oh yeah, fucking.
You don't remember?
Copilot cannot tell you whether things are based or not. It's gonna have to ask it. Moldova, like any other country, has had its share of crime.
Of crime?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna dump all my shit in here and get in the rocket, Lebowski.
Kind of sus. Don't think of Eastern Europe.
All right, we got that ummy up here now.
Poggers.
We got the Holmanite. I gotta remember to stop fucking leaving my life support. I'm very lucky that there's some up here. Oh, dude, you can't even place jets in space. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Dude, all of the like restrictions we put on just don't work anyway. That's kind of sick.
All right, we should have a trickle of shit.
Oh, that's Infamani.
How did it get past that? Oh my god. We have how many fucking... Are you shitting me? Literally? Holy fuck, dude.
Where are the turrets?
Oh yeah. They're fine. They just missed. Cause they're shit. Well, I guess I can head over there.
You could bring a few cargo pads because it might be nice to have the ability for this to send stuff elsewhere. I could take the rocket from the science pad there.
The fuck is Infamani on here? Okay, they don't take any damage, dude.
You were in your jet?
No, I didn't have my jet. Okay. I think that's all of them. Oh, I have the railgun. I'm just gonna use that. Not very accurate. So where are we at?
We just need that good uranium to make energy science.
Okay.
And then make holmium cable, and you know what that means.
Trains.
Yes.
Trains, Gromit.
We might be able to do Covarex on the moon. In fact, I think we can. That might be a good idea for right now, because we have so much shit uranium.
I'm gonna start spamming a lot more scaffolding everywhere. That's a good way to get rockets to keep coming up consistently too. I don't know how 7 fucking guns with 80% chance managed to not take out those spider meteors though.
20% to the 7th.
I mean, I know there's a chance. Now the real question is, how am I gonna get back? Did I just launch the rocket?
I feel like there's other stuff that might be nice to get accomplished there. I don't know if you brought anything.
I brought some pads, that's it.
Yeah, I guess it's also uranium. That might be nice.
I mean, I can send up regular ass uranium.
It's just not the most efficient. It's like 10 times less efficient.
This doesn't launch rockets very often.
Yeah, it would though if we were sending up uranium raw. I imagine you should have all the stuff to make centrifuges there too.
I don't have processing units. I mean, I could make some.
Yeah, you could just bomb all them. Just need rare metals.
Yeah, that's what I don't have.
Well, I'm assuming the core miner.
But then I need to go get all the hydrochloric acid and all that shit.
Sulfuric acid's easy.
Hydrogen chloride.
Yeah, but like you don't need that many. If you wanted to make, I don't know, 50 of them, you only need 1,000 processing units. It's not like you need that many rare metals. So, like, I don't know if you need to make a new mine. I'm just looking for where core miners at. Yeah, you've got 6.9k stored.
If I enrich the rare metals, then I can make the rare metals with vulcanite.
Oh yeah. Okay, we are Covarexing in space, so that'll be a nice addition.
Cool.
Especially to get all of that uranium out of storage.
Uranium fever. Oh, I don't have big motors here, and I don't have any lube.
You have coal?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not mining it. Ugh, it's just a pain in the ass, man. Why can't shit just not take a bunch of resources?
Oh, the research is actually going. Let's go.
Is it?
Yeah, look on the top right.
Is it?
Also, in terms of the design of the science, did you have something in mind? I was thinking we could do like a square, and like in the middle are the research servers or something like that.
Whatever we do, I want to make it expandable.
Aside from the servers in the middle, well, I guess if we did do it that way, the only thing expandable in that case would be the research. Because there's a bunch of shit they all share with like junk data cards and machine learning data and significant data and shit. It'd be nice if they were close to each other. There's not much reason to like do that all far away from each other if they're all sharing inputs and outputs.
Oh, yeah.
So if that's the case, what's the best way to like get them near each other?
Well, how much science do we want to be making?
I don't think it has to be that much, because I feel like we've always researched everything important at least twice as fast as we've needed to so far. So I'm not too concerned with speed, plus beacons exist.
Okay, so let's just shoot for 6 research servers making the new science. So that's what I've got right now. It can't actually run all those, but if we have 6 research servers running, then that will probably be good for us doing the late game tech stuff pretty quick.
Okay.
We could just have significant data just being made by whatever the easiest one to craft is. Honestly, the biggest thing is going to be the thermofluid, I think.
Well, thermofluid's just like petroleum, and
We're just gonna need a lot of it, and we're gonna need to move it around.
yeah, for sure. That could be another, like there's certain things that'll go in the middle, like data cards, thermofluid's definitely one. If there is some middle.
Better recipes for thermofluid, by the way.
They're faster, but they waste more, is what I read.
No, the one we're using right now is faster, but it wastes more. The one we unlocked recently is slower, but wastes less.
Oh, you know, advanced solar panels kind of cook in space, because there isn't that much space for solar panels. Pretty nice. They're slightly bigger too, which is a little awkward. But...
Ooh, that's not good. What else did we want here?
Did you get uranium?
All right.
Whoa.
God, we got him, boys.
Came to the wrong chat.
Everything is a struggle in this game, man. Why can't I like uncrack light oil into heavy based? Okay, cool.
So I've been thinking about the first step out of the cargo landing pad for the space landing place, and I was thinking about how to handle it with like the intermediate warehouses, and I was thinking with the loaders coming directly out of the landing pad, we could filter them, and you get 5 filter slots. So the intermediate warehouses could each, oh, but that doesn't work because you could overfill on one resource in the warehouse.
What we could do is just use train cars.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I was thinking, and then I realized that what I was thinking is not what the problem you were trying to solve.
Oh, Lamau. I feel like putting down 48 warehouses is overkill, like one for each resource that would go in.
Well, I thought we were gonna do 40 stacks of whatever resource in each warehouse on the station.
Yeah, 40 stacks gives you 12 resources per.
So I was planning on just having the cargo rocket just surrounded, basically what you did over on the other one, and then have each one of those hold a resource or 2, and then we can just split those off into the requisite. So we can fit 8 warehouses. So that means we can have double the amount of resources that would go into each station.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about rocket launch cutoffs. So like if we have less than 500 stacks of storage per thing up here, then we could run into a situation where a rocket that only loads 1 resource would never launch because it would never fill up all the way. Or you know, we'd launch it at like about 1/4 cargo every time. Because if we launch more than that, then we overload.
Gotcha. So we can fit 36 resources coming from each landing pad.
Right, 4 times 9. Yeah, might make sense to split it into 2 or even 3 landing pads.
Yeah, more landing pads would be good, and we can just merge and split the belts as needed or whatever. So I don't think we can dynamically control which landing pad we send to.
Right, yeah, I mean, mixed rockets will sort of always have that problem, I feel like. I guess we could like try and group things.
Well, you wanted to have a full warehouse so we could dump an entire rocket, right?
Yeah, it's nice because then you can theoretically handle almost every situation for rockets coming in. If you're completely empty, might be overkill for right now. I don't know if we even have, well, maybe we were up to 48 things we're sending up, 48 different things.
You just want to start pinning stuff on the map where you want things to go, then I can start kind of planning out a rail network.
Okay, probably just going directly north. We could have data cards and the stuff that's shared the most, which is probably blank data cards. Oh, definitely the fluid. The fluid would also go somewhere in the middle, like lube.
I mean, I think we should like really overbuild on all the stuff we know we're gonna need.
Ah, man, there's like some way that they can be grouped together. I mean, group landing pads together with rocket launches and the resources that get landed there, and then subsequently how those get fed into warehouses. We've been discussing how to engineer a many-to-many items to rocket, many-to-many rocket to landing pad, and many-to-many landing pad to warehouse station in space. A paradigm shift, a new direction, something that is almost completely new in my long Factorio career. It's a really hard problem with tons of edge cases and incompatibilities, and with these types of challenges, I like to start just by prototyping. Whatever the solution is, it's going to be a massive system handling 48 different items, and I'm going to also try and make it look striking, symmetrical, distinct.
Okay, so how do you want to do this? We have 48. That would be either 6 rows of 8 or 8 rows of 6. Problem is the underground belts aren't big enough to bridge these.
We can space them out by like 1. And we had many more ideas about how to build it. It'd be nice if the landing pad was near the warehouses were near the train station. There was enough room to not use underground belts for aesthetics. I ended up pushing warehouses and loaders around for over 3 hours just feeling the problem out.
I also really have a problem with isometric games.
I'm sure you do, buddy. At the time, I didn't even hear the conversation in the background. I was thinking about how 48 divides into 3. I was totally gone. That's the way it works for me. I can visualize and push objects around in my head pretty easily, and it's even better when I have the objects right here in front of me. I spent the bulk of time building this out in one night, and when I went to bed, the warehouses, the loaders, inserters, landing pads, they were all still there, and I pushed them around in my head as though I were still in game. Man, why did they make the cargo a 9x9? How am I gonna get beautiful symmetry with that? It would make more sense for it to like go here, feed the left side, and this one like feeds the right side or something like that.
Oh, I can type. Oh, I didn't realize I could type it in. Oh, there we go. Oh no, they're God fucking bots.
I'm thinking about different ways of doing this. I'm thinking about like a 2-layer system now.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning. How are we doing?
Well, we were doing good.
If we're going for aesthetic here, we gotta.
I've already taken so much time on this, I can't possibly.
We gotta go all in on aesthetic. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait. We could do this in a way where it's slowly wrapping around.
Oh yeah.
Due to symmetry, I realized that I only need to develop one corner. Then I can blueprint my solution and paste it to the other corners with my 4-way symmetry and cutting the design work down by 75%. I ended up streaming this problem to my friend who is highly software pilled to see what he thought.
So you have 12 tiles? Oh, like what's the what I'm so the world's
Right.
flat. What and what is so why this is not the scalable way to do it? What cache buffer? No, logically extensible, unordered, dynamically source of truth. Parallelization. Yeah. No, as a software system, randomized data, an array. I mean, this just doesn't scale at all, right? X number of rockets into Y number of warehouses, Z number of caches, to N number of trains. Pattern cache request.
Yeah, okay, I'll run with that. Thanks. Okay, in all seriousness, he helped a ton. We had a long conversation that changed the way I thought about how landing pads relate to the warehouses that led me down the path of a solution for unloading landing pads into the outer ring. It's a solution I've made before, in fact. I made an entire video about it, handling big trains in Factorio. If you watch the video to the end, the solution is the same as what I found at the end, the simple one.
Ah, no.
When I made the video, I was just messing around with 32 length trains and what some solutions might look like. I never thought it would be applicable in real life, especially not in space. This'll...
Be a minute.
When it's done, it's done. It's just not done.
You don't say. So we can get the better space platform.
What is better about it?
You walk faster on it.
How much more expensive is it than normal scaffolding?
It's normal scaffolding plus a heavy girder and 4 steel plates.
Brother, that cannot be worth it. We jetpack everywhere here.
But you walk 75% faster on it.
But we jetpack.
But aesthetic.
The cost.
Aesthetic.
And so we plan to make the new scaffolding aesthetic.
It is looking very nice.
And there it is. Behold the Eye of Sauron, our intergalactic loading dock. I especially love how it looks from the map view. This is without a doubt top 2 in terms of satisfying things I've built in this game. And it's not even done yet. We still have legacy processes on the left side that will be demolished in the name of our all-seeing Dark Lord. He demanded we finally update our clock to real time, and I happily obeyed the commands of our new leader. We were off by almost 10 hours. Unacceptable. He has other commands for us as well, and I'll cover those next time.